Let's get nuts.
What's that a Ken and I love? Jesus, I could do with a Ken myself.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to our sponsor for today's show, Monster. Obviously, they sponsor all our shows. So shout out to Monster. Cheers.
Okay, that's me out straight away.
Yeah.
That's me out of here straight away.
Commercialism at its finest, lads.
No, well, here's the first thing anyway. You see those claw marks? They're not claw marks at all. That's actually that's Hebrew. Hebrew.
Yeah.
And 666 is what it is, the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I told them I wouldn't bring that shit up, Tommy. We're going to have to edit that out. That's not part of the ad.
I've seen that one before as well. It's fair strange. Strange coincidence, isn't it?
Oh, it's not a coincidence. No. It's Hebrew. It's the same as you'll see it on the Ukrainian flag as well. You know,
Is it, yeah?
It's like this pitchfork, a 3-pronged fork. That's actually a Hebrew word called sin. And what sin means is to devour. And that's basically what they're doing. They're devouring Ukraine's resources. Christ. It's been there for hundreds of years, and people don't realize. They think it's a 3-pitch fork, but it started off actually as it's a Hebrew word, and it's called sin. Sin means a couple of different things. It means the point, like if you're talking about a knife, it's the point of a knife or the point of your tooth, a sharp edge, the very point, the apex, like the point of a pyramid. But when you're talking about eating, it means to devour. In particular, it means to devour, and that's what it is. They're devouring Ukraine's resources.
Yeah,
there's one for you.
Jesus, you're straight out to get that.
Yeah, I found out that a while back. Oh, it's actually a guy that does my tattoos that told me all that stuff. He's a Polish artist, and he came out with that, like, you know,
wow.
And he showed me proof and that as well, like, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism, I'd say, that's kind of brought into the public that we don't even realize, and people just say, that's all bullshit, it's all conspiracy. That's the first thing, and they just throw their head at it.
I think there's no such thing as a conspiracy theory, because if it's conspiracy, it means someone's conspiring to do something in secret. But if people know about it, then it's not a secret, right? And then in theory, it can happen. But if it's actually happening, then it's not a theory. It's actually happening. Do you know what I mean? It's just a term made up to defraud people that have found out the truth, basically.
Yeah.
Very intelligent people that have been called. Like, what's that guy in America? Do you know Alex Jones?
Yeah.
He's been known as a conspiracy theorist. He's been telling us stuff for years that people just did not believe. And now it's all came to fruition in front of him. Like, you know what I mean? He's screaming at people, but like some people just can't listen. They're too programmed not to listen to it. Right?
The only thing that kind of went against him, was that do you remember the killings there back in the early 2000s? What were they called? Yes. And he was saying that
go on.
He was saying that the parents, and it was all kind of like it was all scripted basically, and all they're all like movie characters all playing a part. And that was the whole story of it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. YouTube was a different animal back then. Like, there was also, like, you could talk about that shit no problem. There was no censorship or anything, you know. And a lot of people were making videos at the time, and I was fucking convinced by some of the things they were saying, like about the reactions of some of the parents. And one fella in particular was Robbie Parker, and like you can see, like he's talking about his daughter the day after. I think it's the day after, and he's on. He doesn't realize he's being filmed, and he's kind of jovial and kind of smiling with everybody, and then he's like walking towards the camera, and he kind of winks to someone and gives them a smile and stuff. And then he starts getting himself into character and takes a few breaths and stuff. And then he starts fake crying and starts telling, you know, his name is Robbie Parker and stuff. And it was pretty surreal. Like, then there was a coroner as well. I remember the coroner was the weirdest thing. Like, I'd love to see the interview now again, but he was talking about how he'd examined some of the bodies. The man chuckled like the doctor from The Simpsons, maybe 15, 20 times. It was kind of a very bizarre interview. If we could ever find them up, we should fucking throw them into this. But I don't know if they're still around. It was just a number of really weird things. A lot of the eyewitnesses just sounded strange as well. And then, of course, it was the usual shit with the cameras weren't working that day, so we don't have any CCTV of it, you know.
Yeah, all pre-scripted stuff like.
So I didn't follow the Alex Jones trial, but I was surprised to hear that he admitted that he was wrong about it, because at the time it was very convincing, and there was definitely a bit of fuckery with that story, you know. I remember there was an aerial shot that someone noticed. It was a helicopter shot, and they flew over the town or something, and they saw these Christmas trees or something. All these Christmas trees were parked up in the fire station, the local fire station, and each Christmas tree was to represent the death of one child or something. But they'd already had the Christmas trees there at the fire station before the event, and we were seeing the helicopter footage, so it just didn't match up. You know, there was a number of things like that. That's just from memory now. I haven't thought about that since around the time it happened, but it is mental to think that YouTube was so different back then, when you could say anything the fuck you wanted. Now it's...
Well, talking about that, while we're there and talking about scripted stuff, I've had a friend get in contact with me today, and he was basically talking about Charlie Kirk and how he followed Charlie Kirk and all the rest of it. And basically the story went that some guy has actually already wrote a book about this, about the death of Charlie Kirk. And it was published a day before he was actually shot.
What?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
I looked it up myself. I saw that last night. It was the date of the 9th. When I looked it up. Sorry?
Yeah, just throwing out the kettle there, making a cup of tea there.
No, sorry. I looked it up, and the release date on my Amazon app was the 10th.
But so it is true, like, is it? It's out, is it?
It is there. There is a book there, and it was released on the 10th, according to my Amazon app. But I saw the screenshot of that your man took, that he said it was released on the 9th, which is fucking mental, like. But on mine, it's at the 10th.
So, was it in the morning? What roughly what time of the day was he shot, lads? Was it morning time?
It was around
during the day.
No, it was the afternoon, I think. Around 2 o'clock. I don't have my phone here. Look it up there, John.
But it was the 9th, wasn't it?
It was on the 10th.
It was
the 10th.
The 10th, yeah. 10th, yeah.
But when the book was released, the authors had released that on the 9th.
Wow. That
Do
is
you know what I mean?
Like,
that takes me straight away to the story of 9/11, the dancing Israelis. Why were they there? We were there to film the event. How the fuck did you know that was going to happen?
See, that's
you know what I mean?
Well.
Yeah. Actually, that's kind of like your man who was celebrating in the crowd as well. Did you see that guy, John? You sent that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You sent that to me last night.
The 10th, lads. Yeah. Sorry, it was the 10th. He was killed. Say that again, Niall.
There was a guy celebrating in the crowd. Did you send that to me last night?
Yeah, I seen that one, and like obviously what you have to watch out with, there's false information. We all have an open mind with things. You have to kind of take everything into account. So I was kind of looking for, okay, was this before Charlie came out on the stage? Was it from a different day, different event? But you could see in the corner there was like 3 or 2 bodies kind of like leaning out over a body that was down the ground. So it was obviously that, and you could see your man that was cheering. He was like cheering, the 2 hands going up like this, 2 arms going up like that. Yeah. So again, I don't know how accurate it was. Was it that? It could have been a different event. I don't know, but it looks more than likely that it was that day.
Maybe some mad bastard cheering.
There's been absolute, like we were saying it there today. We were having a chat, and say if you were to take just say an imaginary line, right? So you have 2 points in the line here. This point could be your extreme right wing, okay? Then you have your left wing, lefties as they call it. But see, it's all categorizing people, right? Us now, the 3 of us, I'd like to say, I'm speaking for myself as well, we're kind of here in the middle, right? We question everything, kind of a thing. Yeah?
Yeah.
But what you have in the comments is, on the comments on Instagram even, or TikTok, whatever, you have the lefties that are attacking the righties, and the ones in the middle are being branded more towards the right from the lefties. The lefties are absolutely going chaotic with this, right? They're shifting all the people in the middle just because they might agree to a small aspect of what Charlie be saying, and straight away they're called homophobic, they're called racist, they're called whatever, everything under the sun, and they're pushed over here to this side. And then you have a bit of pushback. But then, there's been more divide in these chats or in these comment sections in the last 2 days than I've ever seen on social media.
It's the whole thing is. Remember, I was talking to George John yesterday, and there's a big cult behind the whole thing, and the Zionist movement are a part of it. And it's the Order of the Freemasons. You know about those guys. We've talked about that before. Over the doors in their headquarters, which I think is in, I'm pretty sure it's Switzerland that it's in. There's this, it's in Latin, but it means order through chaos.
Yes.
And that is what they want. Now, they can't take over at the minute. They can't, the world isn't going to just obey because they tell them to obey. Do you know what I mean? Do as you're told, lads. We want to control you all. They're very few in numbers, and we're very, very many in numbers. So what do? You turn everyone on each other, and you create chaos. And out of that chaos, then, by 2030, that's 5 years away. If you have chaos for 5 years, people will accept any kind of peace that they get. And they will. The only peace that you're going heading for is an enslavement to a digital system. And that's all that's coming. So if people accept that or not. But that's what it is. It's order out of chaos.
Yeah.
It's the Rothschild motto. You know what I mean?
It's like we were on about there before we live. We were on about conspiracies, and we were saying, what is a conspiracy? What's the definition of a conspiracy? But there's a lot of stuff now that is starting to become true. It's like a movie. What's going on in the world? It's like a movie. Like if you were to show this to someone off the planet, to someone that they're like, "Geez, this is a great TV show." How long is this running?
Yeah,
you know,
40 seasons.
That's funny.
It's
John.
It's mayhem.
It is a movie, and they speak in code. They don't speak plainly as we do. It's symbology. You have to study symbology to know what they're saying. The likes of that Hebrew and stuff like that, and see where they're hiding stuff in their everyday advertisements, in the movies that they show you. And you see Hollywood, right? The creation of Hollywood. That goes back to the Druids. Way back to the Druids. The Druids used what they call as magics. It's not magic like we know it. M-A-G-I-K. Magic is basically their way of, as you would say, manifesting, right? But there was a very, very specific wand that was used for that. And it was made out of a very, very specific tree. It was made out of the holly tree, Hollywood. Now you look at America and you look at that place, Hollywood. It's where they're making magic happen, making you believe deception, making you believe, what they want to show you. And they're hiding stuff. They're hiding truths in films, in TV shows, and everything. They're hiding the truth inside them. You're watching what movie we were talking about there? I was talking to a friend of mine. And we're talking about like the 5G towers and the frequencies and stuff like that, right? If you go to that movie, I think it's called The Kingsman. Is it Kingsman movie? Do you ever see that?
Yeah.
You see the app on the phones drives everyone mad, and they all go chaotic and start killing each other. Frequency control. The body is a power plant, and it's run on frequencies. Even the whole universe. Nikola Tesla had this saying, and it was, if you want to understand the universe, you have to think in terms of frequencies and vibrations, because everything in this universe is made up of frequencies and vibrations. We all resonate to a certain frequency. Even like the planet itself resonates to a frequency. You know what I mean? It resonates to the human frequency, or the Schumann frequency. So our bodies resonate to a frequency as well. And if you want to disrupt the human body, all you have to do is play negative frequencies, and you will disrupt someone's mind. I mean, the MK Ultra projects were all about that, trying to penetrate people's minds. They used LSD and frequencies basically to try and drive people mad. They were basically trying to make assassins. That's basically what they were trying to do with it. So it's mad, really.
Yeah, that was the whole thing as well. That they had. By
the way, I was just scratching my stomach there, lads. That wasn't the hidden hand of the Freemasons. Don't worry.
But that was with your man Jolly West, wasn't it? Wasn't he working with the CIA apparently? And he was giving LSD to Charles Manson apparently as well. And what they were saying was, wasn't there this prostitute house anyway, and they would say there was men going there, and he was working with the prostitutes, and he was getting them to administer the LSD to them unknowingly, to the men that were coming in, and testing on them. That kind of stuff was kind of apparently it's been documented. That book as well we've talked about before now. I listened to about 5 hours of it. It's a long listen of the audio book. Chaos. I don't know, did you ever hear that one, Tommy?
No. Whose book is that?
Yeah. So, jeez, I keep forgetting his name, but he was a fella that he was working for a magazine, and he was given a task basically of, it was coming up to the 30-year anniversary of the Manson murders, and he was said, look, make a little page or two of a story of it and try and add some kind of twist to it so that we can publish it in our magazine. So I said, okay. So he went away and he tried to find out a twist. So basically the whole gist of the long story gone short, he kept missing the deadline. Then there was like the manager ended up getting sacked from that company because he wanted, the story was just kept on getting bigger and bigger, and he kept wanting to give your man time, but they said, look, we can't keep putting money to this. Like he said, we just kind of have to stop it. So your man had to leave, and he actually went away and he started researching it more and more himself, and he ended up writing a book 20 years later, 20 years worth of research. And that's what he found. He found that the guy that was the head attorney that basically got Charles Manson into jail, there was a lot of bullshit going on. There was a lot of witnesses that were chosen, and there was a lot of witness statements that were selectively left out and omitted out of the story. And it's a brilliant book. There's actually a Netflix documentary. I think, no, actually it's not. Yeah, it's a documentary. It's a 1-part documentary. I've only watched the first half of it, but like the book, the amount of detail, tried to keep track of all the characters. But yeah, that was it. He was using LSD apparently to get Charles Manson, and the whole thing was they were trying to disrupt use the hippie movement to stop people from protesting anti-war. So the anti-war movements, and you know, at the time like Vietnam and all that, and basically trying to control the mass population, get in line, we're in charge, kind of a thing, you know.
Yeah, and let's slow down, make them all docile.
Yeah.
Did they create the CIA? Did the CIA create the hippie? They just came up with this character that they could use to be the face of the anti-war movement, because there was too many kind of respected intellectuals who were heading up this anti-war movement, and they needed to make them look like fucking these goofy long-haired freaks to put people off it. That's something I heard down the road.
And then they were taking psychedelics and they were smoking weed, and I suppose they were broadening their spectrum and awakening their minds, whatever you want to call it, kind of a thing. That message was being spread. More people were taking part in it. That was a big no-no. And then the anti-drug movement came in. I think, was there someone that died from there was some case, someone died of an overdose of something anyway. I don't know, it wasn't cocaine, it was something else. Could have been meth. And then they labelled everything under the same category of drug, and they were banning everything. It was your man's wife. Was it Ronald Reagan's wife? Was it?
Oh,
and she was she was head of the movement.
Nancy Reagan,
Nancy Reagan, and that was all.
What about the children?
The war, and then it was saying about, let's say, the hippies.
They were bringing drugs from cocaine and other places, like they were bringing coke from down in South America, like, and she was there fighting against it. It was the CIA that were bringing it in.
That's right.
Even in Narcos, mad.
Yeah, Tom O'Neill, lads, was the name of that fella that wrote the book. Well worth listening to. He was on Joe Rogan once, and I think he was on Lex Friedman as well, I think. There's plenty of interviews with him. Very interesting guy. But and sure, there you go, didn't I? Like the whole labelling of the stigma of the hippie, like, oh, a waster smoking weed, you know? That was kind of the thing, and on all these on mushrooms and peace, man. Yeah, unemployed. This whole kind of character that was made, and it was like make love, not war, man, and all this kind of thing. And then it just ridiculed the whole thing. And
A
then
lot of those drugs, like that, they were actually brought in to fruition by the military. Like take speed, for example. That was created in a lab to stop fighter pilots from blacking out. That's where it comes from, like, you know. But what they didn't realize, they thought they were going to use LSD to actually, you know, to take over and whatnot, to control people's minds. But what they didn't realize is microdosed LSD actually opens neurological pathways that people can think, process information that they couldn't ever process before. And I watched a documentary on that. Like, it was actually amazing. Like, I think it was a Netflix thing as well. It was like How to Heal the Mind or something like that. They were talking about microdosing psilocybin, which is the mushroom they call the magic mushroom. Psilocybin is in that. And then the microdose LSD as well. And they were basically saying, people were saying they had this, it was like therapy, but they never went through therapy. Like, you know, it was a guided session. Your man was just sitting there with him, and they went to sleep, and he guided them. And he says, "You're here, you're safe." And he just talked to them. People woke up, they were absolutely crying in tears. Says, "I cannot believe, like, this is what was blocking me all my life." They brought trauma that was affecting them since they were a child that they'd forgotten and suppressed, had just be reawakened. And it goes, "Oh, well, that's why I have the answer now to why I was so depressed and so blocked off from everything." And they were able to heal from it. It was amazing. Like, you know, I was watching this documentary and thinking, Jesus, this is mad. Like, and they were using that to try and control people's brains when they didn't really realize. And as they were saying, the hippie movement, a lot of people were waking up to it. They were having this spiritual awakening after the big movement started. You know, they didn't realize that was going to happen, but they had to shut it down.
You think
they had to shut it down?
You think they lost control of it? They lost control of the hippie movement.
100%.
Right.
Well, it kind of
pardon?
It kind of served its purpose, really, because they wanted to stop people protesting the war. That's what they wanted to do.
Exactly.
Wars create money, and that's the only reason they go to war, is to create money. So we talked about that before, going way back. Like, any war can be stopped in the morning. All the banks have to do is just stop financing it. But there's too much money to be made out of war, so they finance both sides. So they'll always have a winner and always have a loser. So the winners will always definitely pay up. And the losers, well, they'll just force them to pay, or they'll put someone else in power.
That's what the Rothschilds did, sure. Wasn't it the Rothschilds? Yeah. That's how they came in. The Rothschilds came into power that way. Was it England or France or some? Was it France?
Napoleon, yeah. The Napoleonic Wars, yeah. It was the Kingdom of Belgium, is actually what it was at the time. Belgium was huge at the time, the Kingdom of Belgium. And just basically, Battle of Waterloo, I think it was.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, Battle of Waterloo, and there was dirty deals done. England actually ran out of money, and that's how the Rothschilds bloodline got into the royal family in England. And I watched a documentary on it saying that they're not actually royals; they're what are known as batards, which is royal bastards. So basically, they're not legitimate royals. Yeah, which is mad, isn't it? Well, I watched some documentary, like YouTube videos that guys have made on it, like, you know, but they're fairly intelligent lads, like, you know. If you go and watch, what's his name now? Jordan Maxwell. He's one guy that's really he's a historian, and he delves into these people and their backgrounds and everything else. So,
yeah,
he died a few years back.
Say again.
He died a few years. Jordan Maxwell. He died a few years ago, I think. Did he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, his videos are all over the place, though. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, really, to be honest. Now, I'd have to look that up. Like, but I'm not too sure. But his videos are everywhere. Got loads of videos of his.
Yeah. I've seen some of his stuff. Like he gave this interview. I think it was on. Do you know Red Ice? Do you know Red Ice from where are they from? Sweden. I think it was. They interviewed him a couple of times anyway. But he was telling this story about how he saw a fucking UFO. This was one of the first things that he ever saw. But he said that when he was a young guy, he moved to LA, started seeing this girl, but she was very kind of old-fashioned and stuff, and she wanted him to meet her dad. Or her dad, he'd been seeing her a little bit, but nothing serious, just going on little dates for a fucking milkshake or whatever. And her dad then summoned him. Basically, he wanted to go see his meet this guy or whatever. And he said he sat out in the back porch with her father, and her father started telling him, you're very special, and I think you've always known you're very special, and you're here for a reason, and you're going to do amazing things, and stuff like that. And then he said, before he knew it, there was a fucking UFO in the back garden. He was staring up at this UFO. Did you ever hear him talking about this?
No.
No, it's mad. No, just again, like it was a few years ago when I heard this interview. But yeah, Jordan is gone. He went big into the fucking the Illuminati and the occult and the
tracing it all
family
back.
blood. Look, yeah, he's a genius of a man.
All of those bloodlines respect to Iranian descendants, Persian, Iranian. That's where they originally came from. And when you go back to the story of the Anunnaki, well, whereabouts were they? They were in Persia. You know,
is that Sumeria and all that?
Yeah.
Ancient Sumeria is basically in southern Iraq. You know, Iraq and Iran are right beside each other. So the city of Babylon was there as well, wasn't it? It all goes back and ties into these bloodlines and as to what they believe. And that's who they are trying to say is coming back. This, you know, this satellite that they're after catching out in space, coming with these guys, AI Atlas or whatever. So, to be honest with you, we can't even get decent fucking phone reception here. So how the fuck can you see a spaceship coming and a fella standing on the top of it? Yeah, go wear that. It is Project Bluebeam. That's what we've been hearing about, Project Bluebeam. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Lads, do you see the drones, the technology that China has at the minute, like all these drones, and they're doing all these shows, and it's ridiculous. Like, you'd wonder how much technology is there, black budget, that's under wraps, and maybe that the governments don't know of, you know? Like this, there's a funny one. I don't know if you follow him. I mentioned it before. There's this great podcast called Weaponized. So you have George Knapp, he's an investigative journalist there. He was doing Coast to Coast back in the 80s or something, but he was just a relative journalist, and then he kind of got into UFOs, and Bob Lazar came to him, and people started to reside in him, kind of go to him then with their with any UFO stuff. So then he got known as a UFO guy. But then he's after pairing up with this Jeremy Corbell the last couple of years, and Jeremy Corbell then did a documentary, Bob Lazar. He brought Bob Lazar and Joe Rogan, and that's really how he kind of shot into the public sphere then with Bob Lazar. But anyway, I seen a clip from back in January. I think I sent it on to you, and it was Jeremy Corbell sitting in a room, and he was saying that soon, he says, I can't say how, I'm paraphrasing here obviously, but he said, I can't say how I know, but I do know from trusted sources that there is a fake alien invasion or something among them lines that is going to happen very, very shortly. And what they're going to do is they're going to say that something is approaching the planet. They don't know what it is, and it looks synthetic. It doesn't. In other words, it's not natural. Could be extraterrestrial, and it's going to arrive at a very slow pace. So what's that going to do? Build up mass panic over and hysteria over time. What does that force? Does that force a one world government? Does that force panic? Oh, please, government, protect us. Do you know? And say, then there you go with your Project Bluebeam. It could be like a scene. We've mentioned this before, Niall. From, I don't know if you ever watched Spider-Man No Way Home. It's basically this or Far From Home, the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, and they had Mysterio. This character Mysterio, he was jealous with Iron Man, right? Because Iron Man, Tony Stark stole his technology, his drone technology. So what did he do? He made up this character Mysterio, and who was going to defeat this superhero that was going to defeat these elemental creatures. So one was made from water, then there was another one made from fire, and they were all false. They were all projected from these drones and these drones technology, and all these drone technology were having like EMP pulses and wave pulses and everything. So they were actually mimicking that these big giant beings were actually real. Would say like they had him like there in, I don't know, was it London or someplace, and if they were causing damage, it was the drones that were causing the fucking damage. And then there's other drones in that were showing this Mysterio lad flying around in the air, and he was firing laser beams and defeating all these elemental beings, whatever. He was saving the day, but it was all bullshit.
He takes over Jarvis. Yeah. He convinces Peter to give it to him, like, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Them glasses, the whatever it was
Yeah.
a mass security thing, the global, or what was it?
It's Jarvis, to the Iron
Jarvis,
Man.
there you go. Yeah.
Iron Man's computer system, his weapon system. Yeah, it's
Or
just mad like that.
eat,
But that's
All right.
yeah.
like I said, they're showing you in movies that's the stuff they're showing you, like, they show us exactly what they're planning to do, like, and what their technology can do, which is bad.
Look, there mightn't be any truth to this, lads, but like what I always say is there's conspiracy, and you were saying there's facts, stuff that actually come into fruition, the stuff that become real. But you have to question everything, right?
Oh
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
point. There's no point label. Like we could be talking like this, lads, and we could be there at a table. If we brought this up at a table of behind the pub there, country pub, city pub, whatever, to random lads, a couple of lads would say, "I will go to wait to fuck your only conspiracy theorists." They go
But
away,
you know
start
why that
talking about the soccer, start talking about the hurling. Do you
it's
know?
You know,
because they're black.
I'm finding more and more people are talking kind of some crazy shit though. Do you know,
But
like I've had a couple of
they are then
conversations
as well.
just in the last week. Like there was a guy I met a guy the other day, and like he was telling me like that he felt like that he brought up the conversation of the vaccines. Fuck, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this on YouTube, are we? But anyway,
We'll
he
find
brought
out.
up the conversations of vaccines, and I said, "Did you have any?" And he said, "Yeah, I had a couple of them." Like, and he was like, "But you know what? There's fucking nanotechnology in me now." And he started talking about frequencies and 5G towers, and he was like, "They'll be able to control us and stuff like that." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "There's no way that anyone would have said this to me with a straight face 5 years ago." Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
And then there was another lady that I was chatting to, and again I was going back in my head, kind of trying to figure out how the fuck did we get talking about that? Because I just met her through work, and we got chatting for about 15, 20 minutes. She was talking about vaccine side effects, and her sister-in-law had fucking gotten turbo cancer and died, and you know, I was kind of playing it cool, like when she said a lot of people are getting sick these days. I was like, oh, there's a lot of that shit, and she goes, I think it's the vaccines. She was just straight out with it, you know.
There we go.
And I'm just coming across more and more people are just saying like crazy things that with a straight face that you wouldn't have heard 5 years ago.
Did you ever see the TED Talk with Bill Gates, where he actually spoke about this 10 years ago? He goes, we're heading for 9 billion people on the planet. The population is way too high, but we have a cure for it in basically controlling food, and with good vaccines, we can reduce the population. You know what I mean? That to me, you're going to murder. That's what that is. You're going to murder people.
Yeah.
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, and I think Bill Gates had. Oh, I didn't watch it, but he has this documentary up on Netflix as well about the future of the world, or future of Earth, or something, and he goes through like all these different aspects of how he thinks the world is going to change in the future. Who does this fella think he is? Does he think he's God or what?
Yeah, he actually does, because he wants to take over farming completely. He wants to buy every farm in the world, close down farming, and under the guise of this global warming. So basically, they're creating too much methane. But I'm going to stop farming completely, and you're going to have no other choice. Only buy the shit that I make inside in the lab, and it's shit meat. Like it's what it is. It's fake meat, and that's what he wants to sell you. Loaded up with vaccines that you won't even have to get a jab anymore. You'll be eating it. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of shit that he's talking about, because he says the population's too high and he wants to kill off people. Basically, they are a satanic cult. That's who they are. These people are a satanic cult.
They can see these TED Talks. Like you can see him here talking about how the world is overpopulated in multiple interviews, and then he's saying, "But I want to fucking give you a vaccine that's going to save lives." In other interviews, it's contradictory, you know.
And
the reason
as well,
that they tell you.
Go on, Tommy.
Sorry, Johnny.
No, you're going far
the
away.
reason that they tell you. The reason that they're telling you what they're doing, and it all ties back to the Zionist belief as well. It ties back to the Cabal and karmic ties, if you know anything about karmic energy. So karma is basically a thread of energy that's tied to you. If you leave some bad behind in this world, that karma is always tied to you until that debt is paid. Whether people believe it or they don't, it is truth. Like I say, I don't label myself as being on the left or on the right or any of that shite. what I am is I'm a spiritualist. I'm a highly spiritual person. I just believe in good, and that's it. Like, do good unto others, and good will come back to you. And if you have a positive attitude all the time, then that positivity comes back to you, draw it back into you. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you approach someone that you've never met before and you approach them negatively, they'll bounce back with negativity straight at you. They can't even help that. That is negativity meeting negativity. Do you know what I mean? They're just drawing negativity towards you if you force out negativity out of you. Whereas if you go and you approach someone with clean, kind energy, you will get that back. The universe will give it back to you tenfold. And that's just how it works. So the karmic ties, how they break those karmic ties is basically they tell you first. It's like that can of Monster you're drinking here in Hill, I'm sorry. They tell you they'll tell you that that's poisonous. And if you don't understand the ingredients that are inside it, then that's on you. And their karmic energy gets tied. You're actually drinking it at your own free will kind of thing. Oh, that chalice is poison, but you pick it up and drink it anyway. But they've told you, so that clears their karma. Huh?
Fuck you, I like it, but I'm going to stop.
Not you,
even my kids are telling
me that's just what it is. Yeah.
The sponsors are gone, Tommy. So, Tom, thanks for that, man.
Yeah, that's it now. Not a money loss there.
Zionist money. Here we're a part of the regime here now by putting this out. We're just adding to it, adding to people's chaos. Give them more information that they can't handle.
Someone will pull this clip up in a few years now and go, see those fuckers, they're in the Illuminati, we knew it all along.
Oh, come here, lads. Just going back there on Bill Gates, and I heard somewhere there before. Now, I don't know how accurate it is. I think I researched it. I think there was some facts there to back it up. But they were saying that the biggest owner of farmland in America, the Chinese.
Yeah.
Second was Bill Gates, I think.
Jesus.
And he tried to get into Australia as well. He tried to take over Australia.
Right. Yeah. So what's the plan? Like, what's the game? What's the game plan?
Game is to get rid of farming, to control people, and get rid of farming completely. If he buys up everything, then you all the small businesses go out of business. If he mass produces meat and sells it so fucking cheap that he puts everyone else out of business, then when everyone else is out of business, he can charge whatever he likes, and you're enslaved basically to one buyer. That's how the market works. Like, it's just supply and demand kind of a thing. But if he wants a monopoly basically on the whole thing, so he can control it. He can control it when he has a monopoly on everything.
Sure, look at the small farmers here in Ireland, lads. They're under serious pressure. Like even a farmer 70 or 80 cows, there's
a new thing after
you're working so hard. You're working so hard. You're renting land. A lot of these farmers. You're trying to get as much grass from it. You're lacing with fertilizer. That's getting into our system. But sure, look. Number one, you have to look after yourself and your family. So these people are under pressure, and the big farm they might be able then to cope with, So they have to sell these farms. Then the bigger farms coming in, buying them up. Do farms with 300-400 acres. What's going to happen eventually? Is there going to be a monopoly of farms in this country, like any other country, and are they going to sell out into these corporations? Like, what's going to happen here?
Well, what he was trying to do in Australia, right, is the geo-gridding, the geo-mapping. They've introduced that here in Ireland, and there's a new system here now. If you're a farmer, something got to do with the fertilizer you're putting out in the ground. So basically, every 4 years, you have to go and take, for every 5 hectares that you have to go down and take a soil sample. Basically, someone has to come in and do it. You have to pay them to do it. They go down, take a soil sample out of core, and it has to be GPSed to where you took that sample. Then you have to go to the next 5 hectares, go down, take a sample. So if that's going to probably cost them about €50 a pop, sure, if you have a couple of acres there, you know what I mean? It's going to cost you a bit of money to do it, you have to get them sent off to the lab and get them tested. Then they can just tell you, nah, your land isn't suitable, you're not allowed to farm anymore. Do you know what I mean? That's what's coming like. Or you have to buy this really expensive fertilizer off of me. This is the only one that you can use. That kind of crack. They're just trying to enslave people, trying to make it harder and harder for people to do it,
Yeah.
I remember there was a documentary there. It was before COVID or was it during COVID? But I can't remember the name of it. Again on Netflix, but it was pushing for this fake meat. Sorry, just was it? No, it was pushing for veganism, let's say, right? So then you had all these like sports stars and
Yeah, I
athletes and
remember.
stuff that were saying they're on this vegan diet and they've so much energy, and then they were pushing this plant-based meat, wasn't it? And then at the end of it, you could see all spot this Joe. It was this documentary was funded by all these big people like you had Arnold Schwarzenegger and I can't even remember all. I think James Cameron was one of them. You had all these people.
The
It was
fucking
like
Carl Lewis, who never fucking gave a clean sample in his fucking life, coming out now going, I was vegan the whole time as well.
yeah, and it was getting stick. Like the public weren't taking it like as a whole, you know.
Mm.
But like you'd really wonder what the end game is. But even we'll go back there to Charlie Kirk, right, lads, what is on my head. Um, like there's people posting there online now that, oh, if you support what he's saying, you are homophobic. You are you have hatred for you've hatred for trans people. You've hatred for what is it? The Jews, whatever, or no, not the Jews, whatever it was, towards Palestinians and things like this. Look, he did say stuff that is controversial, but he did myself personally, he did say stuff that I would kind of side with too. No, he's very Christian, so he was kind of saying a lot of stuff that is strictly Christian, and um he was pissing off a lot of people. But any people that he did bring to the stage to debate, he gave him a voice. He did say he disagreed with him. He might have said that they were wrong, but he was giving them a voice. You know, what was this man doing? Was he pulling a gun out to a child or to a gay person, shooting them in the head? You know, just because they've
I mean,
different belief system.
like when what we're not seeing is like the so-called far right Nazis with the shaved heads and swastika tattooed on their heads walking into a library and gunning down a fucking drag queen who's reading drag queen story time. Do you know what I mean? That would be the other side of it. Like we're like everything that they've accused the right of being, they actually are themselves. There's no one gunning down any gays at their gay pride parades. That's not happening. Do you know what I mean? Charlie Veach
Well,
or Charlie Kirk was the opposite of that, and
Yeah.
and they've run him down.
Was he just used as a pawn, lads? Because something else happened on the 10th of September that nobody's talking about. And the American Senate had a vote, and they voted to release the Epstein files. They voted in favor of it, but that didn't make the news at all because he was after being gunned down.
Didn't see that one.
Fuck, that's like another 9/11 situation where they announced something on the 10th of September about 2 trillion missing.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that's crazy. When did they release that? On the same day, the 10th as well.
Yeah. Well, that Senate hearing was on. They had a Senate hearing, and then narrowly just the vote swung in favor. And they said, oh, yeah, we're going to release this now. There's going to be a big news press. But they just delayed it again. And they're hoping everybody will forget about it now. Oh, you know, Charlie Kirk just got shot down. So that's news now. And everybody's talking about it.
Wasn't there a shooting as well? Was there a school shooting or something as well that happened the same day?
Was there?
Not too sure now, no.
There was something that happened anyway. There was some in
that
America. There was kids murdered or something.
There was a poor Ukrainian girl murdered.
As
She
well.
was murdered on a train. I was just seeing this video and I thought, geez, that guy's after punching a girl into the head. He wasn't after punching her. He stabbed her in the chest and slit her throat. And he came up along the train saying, I got that white bitch. But Donald Trump has come for him to be executed. The death penalty, he said, needs to be handed out. That's not that is not the view. Like it's driving people mad, and people are going crazy saying, "Oh, geez, because he was a black guy or whatever." Like that has nothing got to do with it. You're either a good person or you're not. I mean,
yeah,
like,
but
Charles Manson,
he was racial.
White. Charles Manson was a white guy, and you don't see fucking every black person accusing us of being Charles Manson because we're the same color as him. That's just harsh shit. Racism does not exist. Racism is an ideology that's taught to people. Do you know? When you're born, you're not born racist. Do you know what I mean? You're not born
Well,
a
you do
racist.
have you definitely have instincts to stick with your own kind, though.
That's just tribal instincts, yeah.
Well,
Like
no,
birds
well,
of
if
a
you
flock
go up to
together.
your neighbor,
Even a child will know they want to stay with their own kind. You know,
yeah,
I've
no,
seen small
I don't,
children.
I
I've
wouldn't
seen
agree with
small
that.
children get weird with foreigners, you know, because they just haven't seen this guy before. They haven't seen anything like this before, you know.
Yeah, I think kindness attracts kindness, and good positive energy will attract always good positive people, no matter what race they are, where they're from. Like I've loads of friends from all over the world of all different races,
Yeah.
and they're just genuinely good people. Like
Mm.
you know, I just attract good people into my life. I don't want losers. I don't want fucking all these crazy cunts. I don't want negative energy near me. So I just attract good positive people towards.
Yeah,
And that's like they're
that's what it's all
everywhere.
about.
Like I mean, there's Jewish people that are good people as well. Like they're not all evil. Do you know what I mean?
Not all of them are.
No, there's a
Yeah, I
certain
know. I hear what
sector.
you're saying.
Like look at the rallies that are going on in Israel to try and stop that Zionist regime from doing it. Like they're people that are all out. You know, they know that they're enslaved as well, and they know that they're a part of the system, that part of the matrix. You know, that's what makes it run. All of us believe in the shit that they're telling us. That's what makes the matrix run.
Mm.
And if you want to leave that matrix, you have to look at it. You have to just step outside and have a look at the world, look in on it from the outside and say, yeah, I can see a bigger picture. Don't just look at what's going on in front of you, but look at a bigger picture of what's going on all over the world. And like, look at France. That's a clear example of what I was saying, lads, order through chaos. France is completely, their government has just fucking collapsed, you know? And I was saying to you, John, I was saying to John yesterday night, I seen a video of basically a riot that broke out in France. The firemen and the police were just battering the shit out of each other, just absolutely killing each other. And then there was loads of people started attacking the cop cars, and basically this cop car just drove along, battering people out of the way with the bonnet of the car, driving at people that are throwing rocks and stuff, trying to throw them through them, and they swerved for people to knock them down just to get away out of the place because they were trying to burn them out. You know, it's crazy shit. Like,
oh my God.
but
But you know what?
is the
What bothered me about the Ukrainian girl? They covered up that story. That happened on the 22nd of August, and it took all of this time. It took a couple of weeks nearly for the story to come out, and that was one of the. And apparently, I only heard someone just told me this a couple of hours ago, so I don't know if it's true, but they were saying that Charlie Kirk was kind of instrumental in getting that story out because it was a massive story that was being buried by the mainstream media, and he and a few other people managed to kind of get that story out there so that we all found out about it. But I didn't hear about it until about 5 days ago. So it's mental to think that they were able to do that, you know.
Yeah, I was the same. I only heard it just like the last couple of days, like, you know. That's mad.
Yeah.
What other mad stuff are we conjuring up there, lads?
I'm just here after Googling gunviolencearchive.org in terms of America, right? Mass shootings in 2025. So, lads, it's actually nuts. Like, I don't know, can you actually see that on the screen? But we have there on the top the 11th of September 2025. It's not to do with. You can't really see now. I might put up and down here we have the 30th of August. So down here to the bottom is 30th of August of this year. And up here at the top is the 11th of September. So there's been this many in the space
Jesus Christ.
10 days.
In America. In America.
Yeah, so with Florida, Tampa, 1 killed, 5 injured. Then we had the 9th, which was 6 injured, no one killed. The 8th September, there was 1 killed, 3 injured. That was in 2 of them were in California. Then we had Ohio a day before that on the 7th, 5 injured. There was 2 others on the 7th, Texas and Tennessee. Texas had 2 killed, 4 injured. Tennessee had 4 injured. The day before that, 6th September, Virginia, there was 1 killed and 3 injured. 3 days before that, 3rd September, Missouri, there was 5 injured. And then I'm just going to go here to 2 here on the 1st September, 1 in New York, in the Bronx, 1 killed and 4 injured, and the same day in Illinois and Chicago, 5 injured, and that's this.
There's just no value on
There
that.
seems to be one every couple of days here. This is fucking ridiculous. Like
Just no
Charlie
value on
Kirk,
life.
one of the things that he said that it's more like a reality fact. And look, he was kind of he was getting stick for it, where he was questioned about the gun violence, and he said, look, is it the Second Amendment? Is it to hold a firearm? But he was saying, look, to have that right, there is going to be some killings. Basically, there is going to be shootings. But look, I think he's just stating kind of something that's reality. He's not sugarcoating it, like, you know. But that's the kind of fellow what he was. He didn't sugarcoat stuff. He said stuff, and people didn't like it. And then when they didn't like it, they were just shouting abuse at him. You know, walk away from the mic, then onto the next person. There was a funny one, lads. There's this guy from college there. See, it's all coming out now again, all these clips. But there was this guy from studying a 4-year degree. Oh no, he had 4 years of a major done in America, studying English. And your man Charlie Kirk asked him, okay, I'm going, and so the whole thing was Charlie Kirk was saying university in America was a scam. So the English student said, I find that fierce, insulting. Like, my father working very hard put me through college, and I enjoy college. I've met so many friends. I've learned an awful lot. So your man Charlie interrupted, and he said, can you name me a Jane Austen book? He couldn't name it, a Jane Austen book. He didn't know who she was.
So what has he been studying for 4 years?
So I think the first one was like, can you name a Charles Dickens book? I think, and he named one. And then the second one was, okay, cool. Name me a Jane Austen. Like, I don't know the name of her books, but I've heard the name Jane Austen, you know, as an author. And apparently, and he says, point proven. And then they were all just kind of laughing, and he was just whatever kind of a thing. But like, you kind of eat just like that. But then you've obviously people that were going up and they were having genuine conversations. But like, he was just having conversations back. No matter if he's wrong about some fucking points, but this man did not deserve to be killed, no matter what he did. Did he ever point the gun to anyone? Did he order anyone to be killed? There's fuckers over there. Like, he's just a man with an opinion. Like, we have opinions. Give us a mic. Leave us get our opinion out there. If we got a bit of funding, set up our own company opinions. He's just a normal man.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, the last thing he said on his video? The last thing he said is, we need stricter gun control. And that was the last words he said, and bang, shot.
Did you see the thing with the 2 guys, bodyguards apparently, in behind them? Did you see him with the
baseball
hand
signs,
movements?
hand signals, the little baseball signals.
Yeah, one of them grabbed the baseball cap. Apparently, that's a signal. I seen this video literally 10 minutes before I came on the chat, the call with you. Apparently, there's all this military signs. Grab the hat is sign for, like, I don't know, move towards the target or whatever it is.
Another one is,
yes, yeah.
You're brushing the side.
And the hand moving horizontally
hand signals like that, and it's basically you're basically showing the picture of what throw to make, and that's basically what that is. That's hand signals, baseball. They have their own signals for it, like, you know, they can do anything, touch the hat or rub their ear, anything like that. They will know what they're doing, and that's a direct message to them. Show symbology.
The first fella, so he touched his hat, right? Touched his side cheek. Yeah. And then the fella beside him looked to him. So that was maybe like a cue. So then he kind of did this weird unnatural movement towards his sleeve. He didn't touch or adjust his sleeve. It was a strange movement.
It's kind of like a rub down.
Yeah.
They just go and rub their arm like that. It's kind of a giveaway. It's like they're going to stretch themselves, but you're clearly showing, go ahead, whatever.
Like, lads, I'd really question, was this something to do to try and squash people from, I suppose, freedom of speech? I really hope it was just maybe 2 or 3 people that just hated Charlie Kirk and just did the job. I really hope that was the case, because, and I don't think that was the case.
Did you hear they arrested someone? They say they have him.
Yeah, just literally there a couple of hours ago or an hour ago or something, was it?
22-year-old.
His father.
You know what? Father. He kind of looks very, very similar to the Trump shooter, the BlackRock video guy. He's only 22. He looks like a guy with special needs now, this guy does. He doesn't look like he'd be able to pull off a shot from any fucking distance, to be honest.
Okay, so
He
let
looks like
me
a bit
just,
of a weirdo. A
yeah,
patsy.
like if so they're look, no matter what they fucking tell us, we're at this point they've never been honest before. So no matter what they present to us, we're gonna be like, oh, it's hard to fucking believe these cunts anyway. But like,
Yeah. That's true
if it
as
was
well, yeah.
if it was a professional job, let's just say, for example, just to keep it simple, it was Mossad. Mossad wanted him gone for whatever reason, right? Why? Like, we know that they can they can assassinate you by taking control of your car or taking control of someone else's car and crashing into you. Or we've heard of the CIA and their little heart attack guns from like 30 fucking years ago. They could have killed him 100 different ways, but this is the most fucking brutal, fucking public way of doing it. If it was a professional
Stop people from speaking out. A bit of a threat,
just
a bit of a scaremongering sort of a tactic. Yeah? Don't speak out, or this is what you're going to get. Like.
Yeah, not enough just to poison him and say it was an accident or something like that. Leave the audience in no doubt that this guy was shot and killed.
Well, whoever was over it anyway, they obviously wanted to make a statement.
It's mad what all the Americans are saying in all their videos now. They're coming out in videos saying, I'm not and I have no intention of harming myself. When they make these videos, they're all saying the same thing. And then they'll come out with the stuff and say, hey, look, this is my opinion for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. They'll still kill you. I'm not suicidal. They'll still kill you. And everyone will go, oh, look, they definitely killed him then. That's about it.
And nobody does fuck all about it.
See, that's it. Yeah. It's just, did you see that one? Did you see that one? She said, put up that video there a couple of weeks ago. She's not suicidal. Bang. Oh, wow, that's mad.
She wasn't suicidal. Now it's on Sky News that they committed suicide. It's mad. And we don't do anything.
Remember as well, they were on about like another conspiracy thing. They were saying about the black dot. Right, that was strange, the way the black dot moved. But then I was looking at these comments and it kind of made sense. And I was looking them up. I wasn't able to find one quite like it. It was a bit thicker. And it looked a bit thicker, but it was like a magnetic microphone, apparently, that a quite expensive one that YouTubers use, and maybe that one kind of flying across his chest. It was maybe like two magnets, one inside the shirt to keep it there. And but I don't know, that kind of in your way, it looked like it moved up here to his neck.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
But you did. I don't think could we see it moving here. I don't think we could.
No, and also
I think it looked like it jumped from here. I think that is coincidence. I think maybe it was a mic.
Yeah, the ring moved on his finger as well. It moved fingers, and I've never seen any ring to move from one finger to another. People were saying to me, "Oh, it's an open clasp ring. It's like a bracelet." So, like, how does that work? Like,
yeah, there's videos of him doing that before, lads. Like he does have. He does have this ring that's not fully collapsed apparently around his finger, and he has taken it off and putting on different fingers. I don't know, it could be like a little nerve, a tick thing that he has to kind of because he does get nervous apparently, and that's a way that he kind of deals with his nerves when he's out doing these public things. And you do see his hands. So it was here on the ring finger, would say, and then you do see his hands kind of slightly like this, and it is kind of blurry. Maybe he did move it. Maybe he did.
Yeah,
Again, we don't know. Look, we don't know. It could be it could be fishy, but there's no way. I think my opinion that the amount of blood that came from a blood bag, because that is an artery or something.
Those videos have been tampered with before they were put out onto the internet. Could somebody have tampered with videos? Like, could you take a video off your phone if you're able to do it? I haven't a fucking clue how to do it. But you could take a video off your phone, put it on your laptop, tamper it, and then send it back to your phone and put it out on the internet.
Look, theoretically, you could do that. Sure, they could do anything now with AI and stuff. But I think, no, I do think he is dead. That was genuine. That was genuine, I think.
Jeez, I was speaking about AI. Like I was wondering, like some of the people would seem so fucking evil in the videos where they're celebrating. I was wondering, like, could they be putting out these AI videos? It's hard to believe that people could be that psychotic. Like it'd be one thing, like, to say I'm glad he's dead privately at home, even then that would be a lot. But to fucking say, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to make a fucking dance video showing everyone that I'm celebrating. It's just, that's bananas kind of behavior. You'd wonder,
Well,
like,
that's the worst thing. Like, that's the worst thing you could do in America anyway, because Trump will have them hunted down. Do you know what I mean? If he was friends with him, he's saying he's friends with Charlie Kirk, like, you know, he'll have them fucking people hunted down. He's not going to let them away with that, like. Do you know what I mean?
Here, lads, this fella, so I can't remember the name of his company, but that company was endorsing Trump, wasn't it? And some other Democrat, I think it was definitely Trump he was endorsing for the
he endorsed Trump,
Yeah, so like that's the way it works. Like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Like 35 when you can run for president in America. I wonder, was he going to run for president? He probably could have had a good chance, lads. You know, especially with a lot of Christian, massive Christian community there in America. You know, he was hitting the nail in the head for a lot of them there. Not saying that I agree with everything he was saying, but there was some points that I agree with. But everyone's opinion is different. But
but I've seen all these videos going up as well, lads. I mean, even you wonder how Trump was friends with him. Trump is not a Christian, you know that? Neither has
I always thought he was.
Any president that's in America, they're not Christians. I've seen videos and pictures of them all, and they're all at the wall in Israel, and every one of them are wearing the yarmulke, which is a Jewish headdress.
I've seen that, yeah.
Jewish headdress. They say once you go to Yale, I think it's Yale, you don't come out, whatever religion you go in at, you don't come out the same, you come out as Jew. You're Jewish by default coming out of there. Do you know what I mean? That's the teachings. You know.
But would say,
all the secret societies. All the secret societies, like your Illuminati and your Freemasons and all those secret cultist groups, they're all going off the same teachings that are coming from the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is as they call the Jewish book of magic. And that's where all the teachings are coming from. Every one of them down through the ages have come from, all the same teachings are coming from this book. And it's all about that, how to break their karmic ties and all this sort of stuff. Knowledge that other people just simply wouldn't have. How to speak in code and symbology and all the rest of it. And how to like defraud people, basically. You know, basically they see us as cattle. We're their cattle to use whatever fucking way they want to make money and to keep us suppressed. And you know, when you discover all that, that's when you see the matrix. That's when you see who's behind it all. They reckon it's about 5,000 years now they've been in control. You know,
and as you said, all these bloodlines, they don't disappear overnight, or they don't disappear after a couple of years or decades.
No.
They disappear into the background, and they work in the background.
You know, you go back. You go back to the invasion of Iraq and the Gulf War. The most evil politician that's ever been in America is Hillary Clinton. And they said her emails tie back to that. Basically, what they were really looking for. Only a couple of weeks before, or maybe a month or two before they actually entered Iraq, they found this tomb in Iraq. And they believed it was the tomb of Gilgamesh, who was one of the ancient Anunnaki bloodlines. And that's why she went in there. She wanted troops on the ground in there. They wanted to seize that and try and do DNA experiments on that to try and, you know, try and get back into the bloodlines and see what they could find there. You know, see what information that they wanted, basically, whatever power they could find there. They didn't want anyone else to have it. They wanted to have it for themselves. Like, you know what I mean?
I've seen that. I've seen that email.
Yeah, mad stuff. Like
that was WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks.
Yeah, all tying back to him. Yeah, WikiLeaks, actually. Yeah, that's that guy, WikiLeaks. But
Julian Assange and all them.
They're supposed to have a string of bodies left behind them.
Yeah, like the Clintons are. Yeah, like Hillary. I'd say there's massive shite there. But going back, lads, just touching again, right? But what I meant to say there, it just went out of my head, was right, if your man Charlie Kirk was to run for president in 4 years' time, he was 31. Like, if to weaken a country, Israel, I've seen things there, and Israel want to be the number one. They're America's little bitch. America's their little bitch. I wonder what Epstein has in him. Was he a Mossad agent? A lot of them are saying he was now. And a lot of these trusted sources. I don't know, was Tucker Carlson saying it? I think he was. I think Alex Jones was saying it as well. No, I'm not sure, but just again, research it yourselves. But you'd wonder, like, what shit had Epstein on these political powers in America? Is that being used as leverage to support? They have to support Israel, or Israel are going to release the shit that they have on him? I don't know. Again, something to think about. But again, are they trying to destroy America within themselves? Get all these, like, even chatbots in, like, I remember Elon Musk said, like, some mad number, it was something like 40% or something crazy like that he thought that were actually chatbots, fake accounts on Twitter when he took it over. Even more, like, how many are in them Instagram posts? Like, if we actually click into the profiles, they might have 100 or maybe 1,000 followers. They might only have 2 or 3 posts. They mightn't even be real fucking people. All them followers could be actual bots to make them look real. And they're saying all this shit, saying whatever they're saying, like, oh, Charlie Kirk deserved to die, whatever he was doing. They're turning the people against him. That guy, I've mentioned him before. He was some psychologist in Russia back in the 80s. His name escapes me. He's a big of Ergonov or something.
Yuri Bezmenov.
Yes.
Yuri Bezmenov.
Yes, and the whole thing was, that's how you destroy a country, is within itself. Like, you would wonder, is that what's going to happen? Are they trying to topple America, the Jews? And I'm not, look, are they trying to topple America so that they're going to be the number one race? It mightn't even be Israel. It could be China. It could be anyone. But it's fucking fierce coincidental the way all this shit is happening.
There's somewhere that nobody talks about, and it's very close in the Middle East. It's a small little country. It's right underneath Turkmenistan. It's called, Kazakhstan. It's called Turkmenistan. Yeah. They only allow like 20 people a day to visit that country. And they said anyone who goes in there, everything's in white. And all these crazy buildings are there, like super, super buildings, like with monuments. Amazing. Nobody's on the street. You're only allowed to have a white car. You can't, you have to have big, strict rules. And they said any tourist that's ever been there, the fucking place is empty. There's nobody there. But who the fuck are they building it for? What? Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. Look up Turkmenistan. You won't find much on it, but you'll find all these crazy buildings like gold. And there's a pyramid inside there. And if you look at the dollar bill with, what's it called? I can't think of the Latin for it now, but it's basically the New World Order is basically what it is. And it's the exact same pyramid that's on that dollar bill. It's a glass pyramid. They call it the Pyramid of Peace. That's the New World Order. That's where the money is. You have to follow you look at this shit and you'll see that's where the money is. Like, there's a lot of wealthy people there. And they have connections to everyone. They have connections to Iran right next door to them. Turkmenistan, Russia, Kazakhstan, or they are Turkmenistan, sorry, it's Kazakhstan is just overhead them. And they have connections to China. Do you know what I mean? They're in the middle of all of those big major countries, like a lot of money there.
Lads, I'm going to share the screen here. I just looked this up in the background, right? So I'm just going to share the screen. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turkmenistan, there you go, all your white mosques there in the background. There's all your white clothes with the kids.
Go down to those big pictures there. See those look at the big monument there of this guy. Go down to the picture underneath him now. Clicking on. Yeah, zoom in on that. You can bring it up bigger. Yeah, so like, who are they building that for? Who does that remind you of, lads?
And
those things are fucking massive.
Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, lads, no?
No, well, I doubt it, but it looks more like depiction of the Anunnaki compared to the size. Look at the size beside each other.
Fucking hell, there you go, boy. And come here, look at this one. There's your pyramid.
Yeah. That's not even it. It's the glass one. Yeah, like, I mean, like, what are they built for? And where's the money come to build all that stuff? Like, it's a big glass pyramid. They're called the Pyramid of Peace.
Pyramid of Peace. And it's in Turkmenistan, yeah?
Turkmenistan, yeah. Big glass pyramid. And it's the same pyramid that's on the dollar bill in America. New World Order.
There you go. There it is there.
Mental. Mental.
What the fuck?
And see the way the top of it is, and it's the same on the dollar bill. See the way it's separated on the dollar bill, the top of it comes up.
Yeah.
Like it's a different color in that one. It's basically because the top 1% are separate to the rest. They're above the rest.
Lads, there's a lot of hidden weird shit inside the dollar bill.
Hidden symbology, like that's what it is. Like,
did you ever see?
If you don't understand symbology, you're never going to see it. It'll always be hitting you in the face, and you'll never notice it.
There you go. Look, there's the pyramid, the all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
Did you ever see? Yeah. Did you ever see the one with the when it's folded and or sorry, the reflection of, and it's like a devil. The reflection in the mirror.
No.
That's the 50 euro.
Oh, that's the euro. Sorry, lads. Yeah.
50 euro, yeah. And
It would say euro bill, no devil. There you go. Look. There's a tenner there. Look.
Is it a tenner yet? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
That's like a fucking serpent.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's supposed to look like.
There's the 50. Here's the 50 euro. This one, the fella with the horns. Look at that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's
the worship. Like the people that own that money. What you don't understand is the Rothschild family. They believe that they're descendants of him. Do you know what I mean? They believe that they're the descendants of him. They have parties like, and they set a place for him and all to come and sit. They said he comes and joins them, for dinner, which is fucked up.
Bell worship there that the Freemasons, is that connected? Do you think?
Yeah. Another deity that they
the goat god, and he'd be there depicted here like this with the two fingers like that.
Yeah.
Like, lads, come here. Ball's Bridge in Limerick. We only figured this out there a couple of months ago. There's a Freemason lodge. It's called North Munster Lodge there by King John's Castle. You probably know it. And Ball's Bridge, lads. It's not spelled Ball's Bridge. It's spelled Ball's Bridge.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You don't realize the stuff that's around it, lads. It's crazy fucking stuff. Like,
we've always pronounced it Ball's Bridge. Those motherfuckers. There's
another one. Obviously, there's one in Dublin, but there's one in Abbeyleaks, I think in County Laois, the oldest one, I think. There's a church there, and the 5-pointed star on the actual window. It's a tiny little fucking building. You see this circular fucking window on top of it with this 5-pointed star. It's mad.
Where's that, Tommy? Sorry?
I think it's in Abbeyleaks, I think is where it is. I'm not too sure. It's somewhere in Portlaoise. Somewhere around.
Lads.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Crazy stuff.
But
yeah.
Like we had Miguel Connor there on whatever a month or two ago now, and he kind of looks into Gnosticism. He was talking about loosh, like all this negative energy, Tommy, and like there could be these demonic entities, like, and these people in power that are part of these cults, and maybe looking into the occult, and they're trying to sacrifice all this loosh negative energy to these beings to try and gain something in this life or the next life or whatever dimension, whatever they're trying to get. I'd wonder, is it all fucking connected? Alex Jones even says it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are connected that you don't realize are connected. You were talking about what you call him there being connected to Mossad, Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
most definitely. He's one there, what you call him? I don't know, was she his girlfriend or his wife, whatever. Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell. Anyway, was basically her father as a Mossad agent.
Yeah.
Now, here's another character we just talked about a few minutes ago, Bill Gates. His mother is a Maxwell, related to that same Mossad agent.
That's right.
And another one of the Maxwells was married to a guy in America. Oh, the head of the vaccines, Dr. Fauci. That's another sister of hers that's married to him.
Fauci.
Fauci, yeah.
Anthony Fauci's sister is married to Ghislaine. Actually, Anthony Fauci is married to Ghislaine Maxwell's sister.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Some weird shit about it. Like, they reckon that Mother Teresa is a tie there as well. That Mother Teresa is not really actually a woman. That she's actually his father. Or she's father.
I seen that one. I seen that one. Yeah,
I've
that one
seen
was
that
kind
as
of.
well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you look at the pictures, like it's completely,
Lads,
it's the face of a fucking man, like, you know what I mean? What
yeah,
other way? But lads, think about it. What a way to make money for a secret service, like a Mossad, like what a fundraising operation. We're just going to pray to say this is Mother Teresa, a really fucking good person, and you're all just going to give her money, you know, to help the sick people while they're really using it to buy weapons and fucking murder people.
Tommy, they're at us here. The cunts. I was trying to find some bit of evidence, and the first one that popped up was a fact check. Dr.
I
Christine
text you.
Grady, Anthony. They heard us talking. Anthony Fauci's wife is not Ghislaine Maxwell's sister. Da-da-da-da-da-do. Tommy
Yeah,
is full
fucking
of
right.
shit, and so is that other fella in the hat
My
and that
brother.
other bollocks with the mic.
The back of my fucking set. I believe that now, yeah. So some cunt wrote it on the internet, so we have to believe it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Once the truth
Christian,
gets out, hey, listen, once the genie gets out of the bottle, he doesn't go back inside. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Once you've
Christine
seen the truth,
Grady
that's it.
is the daughter of now deceased John H. Grady Jr., a World War II veteran who served as a mayor of Livingston in New Jersey. Blah, blah, blah. Ghislaine
Why would they
Maxwell has
feel?
6 living siblings. Twin sisters, Christine and Isabel, who they're Ghislaine sisters, founded a tech company in 1993. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. False claim is featuring screenshots saying she tweeted, "Looks like the connection may not be accurate with Fauci wife and Maxwell." I don't know. Look it up yourselves there.
Why would they feel the need to put that out there? Like, you know,
But
if it wasn't true at all, why would they feel the need to make that and put it out there if that wasn't, and there was no truth in it? Do you know what I mean?
but sure, we're good boys and girls. Like, you know, we do what we're told, and if someone tells us something,
We just
they're right. You
believe
know,
it. Too much fluoride in the water,
be a good lad now, Tommy, and shut up.
and drink my fluoride.
They're after banning that in a few states in America, lads, aren't they? Fluoride.
Because it's fucking lethal. What it actually does, believe it or not, what it actually does is it creates a shell around this tiny little pineal gland inside the brain. This little guy right in here is the third eye. And what it does is it calcifies around it. So in order to decalcify, a great thing to decalcify is actually Blue Lotus. And I actually show it to you here. I was telling you about this before, John, wasn't I? Actually, I'll take it.
You are, yeah. You can get it on Amazon, can't you?
Yeah, this guy here, can you see that? That's Egyptian Blue Lotus. That's what it's called. It's basically the Blue Lotus flower. And you can make tea out of that. And basically, what that does is it decalcifies the pineal gland. The beauty about the flower, is it grows at a high frequency. It's a high frequency plant. So therefore, when you drink tea out of it, it raises the frequencies inside in your bloodstream and inside, and obviously, you know, builds your body's frequencies. Because as I said, everything resonates to frequencies and vibrations. And that's what that does. It raises your vibrations, but it can actually decalcify the pineal gland. But you'd have to stop taking fluoride. Like, fluoride is loaded into toothpaste as well. So what I do is I buy, I think Holland and Barrett actually is where I go, Holland and Barrett, and they have non-fluoride toothpaste, and you can buy that. Now you're still going to have some of it in your system anyway, like, because obviously we wash ourselves with water, it can absorb into your skin. But what you want to do is try and lessen the effects of it. The only real way to take it out of your water is through a process known as reverse osmosis, and that is a very expensive piece of kit to buy into your house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what it does. It dumbs you down. So basically, your critical thinking kind of goes out the window. You don't question stuff. You just do as you're told, and that's what the fluoride is all about. It's not good for your teeth. It's not just solely for your teeth and to make healthy teeth. It's not to dumb down the population. I was actually read a report that Ireland have the highest concentration of fluoride in our water per capita, which is fucking crazy. Like, who's putting it into the water?
Say that again. So it's the high. Say that again about Ireland.
Ireland has the highest concentration of fluoride in our drinking water, in our tap water. So what I'd like to know is who the fuck is putting it in. Where's the source where it's actually getting added to it?
Yeah,
Who's doing
there's
it?
a company out the road here, isn't there, called Chemiflock, like chemicals for the flock. They're I think they're responsible for putting the fluoride in the water.
You're joking me, are they?
Yeah, Chemiflock. They're out there in Shannon. Yeah.
You should do now. Get him onto the podcast here. Just say you want to interview him, and then start asking him questions about that.
I'll share this one, lads. Look, I'm gone mad for sharing the screen over the last few minutes, but this one here, I just found impact of fluoride on neurological development in children, and I just scrolled down through what they were saying, and they were saying that fluoride seems to fit in with lead, mercury, and other poisons that cause chemical brain drain. Granjuin says, he must be a doctor, I don't know what he is. The effect of each toxicant maybe seem small, but the combined damage on a population scale can be serious, especially because the brain power of the next generation is crucial to us all. Same with leaded petrol, sure, wasn't it? Sure, the lead, it was dumbing down some places in America, and then they brought in the unleaded because there was actual IQ. They did tests and IQ points were dropping.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
Just another one there, lads. I just thought of as well. Was it the creator of Father Ted? Did you see the crack with him?
Yeah.
Graham Linehan. And geez, funny enough, I seen him there on social media. Was it last week, and I had to laugh because he had the kind of the signboard hanging out over his shoulders on the front, and what was it? It was saying something like men don't play women's sports or something like that. Keep men away from women's sports. So he's against transgenderism. And all that came into my head was, careful now. Down with that sort of thing.
Down with that sort of thing.
Science.
Oh,
well, he was actually, another clip popped up there. I literally only seen it not so long before I went down with you, and he was actually on Piers Morgan, and Trump is due to visit England there next week, and he was saying that he'd never do a TV show in England, and he'd go to he nearly wants to move to America now because he feels that he'd fit in better with the people there, and he said not one person rang him to see how he was doing with all this chaos that was going on against him from the English media companies that he's worked with in years, and he's really turned off the people out there. And then Pierce put it forward. He said, look, if Trump comes and wants to use you as a pawn to show what's actually going wrong in England at the minute with free speech and all the people getting arrested over nothing, and then he said, oh, use me away. He can use me away. I'm his tool, kind of a thing. And like I seen a clip there, lads. There was an old man, 70, whatever it was, and he was on a wheelchair, and he was whatever I don't know what he was protesting, but it was something stupid anyway. And he was lifted up off the, not that it was something, it was a stupid reason, and he was lifted off the chair and carried away. And I suppose there was another lady praying someplace. Was she praying near someplace? And she was arrested as well.
Praying near an
abortion. Oh shit! What are you doing?
There you go.
Silently in my head. It was outside an abortion clinic.
Yeah.
I'm praying silently in her head for all the baby. Said I'm praying silently in my head for the baby. But come here, there's another case as well. While we're talking about this, well, lads, whether you like the man, whether you don't, Enoch Burke has been treated like dog shit in this country.
Yeah.
His accounts were shut off from him. I mean, all he did was say, I'm not going in school. I'm not going to refer to a transgender person. He goes, there's boys and there's girls, and that's that. Do you know what I mean? And he was fired from his job for it, with his accounts frozen, everything. This is, how the fuck can they freeze someone's accounts? He's not a terrorist. Do you know what I mean? That's not a terrorist action. Like, that's completely illegal what they've done, froze his accounts. Do you know what I mean? I know they come across as a bit extreme. The family come across as like nuts in the media. But we're only seeing minutes of footage. We don't know how they've been antagonized before that film was just shot. Do you know what I mean? There could have been someone just fucking antagonizing him just in court to get him to act out, and then just shows that fucking 2 minutes of footage where they have an outburst.
Did you see him over in America? There was some gala, and they went in and they were shouting. The sister was shouting, "Free! We need to free the Irish. What's going on here in Ireland?" Basically, they're saying Ireland is falling, whatever, and all, blah, 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 kind of a thing. And then they were carried out of there. But Enoch Burke, I think where he kind of, he's given them ammunition as well, as he didn't turn up to a disciplinary meeting apparently in the first couple of weeks when the problem arose, and that's where it started causing problems with him. So then he started, so that was breaching his contract, and I think that was one of the reasons then why his contract was void and he was sacked, because he didn't go with the procedure. So I think that's what fucked him initially, and then he was trespassing then. He was just a member of the public trespassing on the school property. And that's what went against the man, you know? And that's given ammunition then against him.
Yeah, I think they knew his nature, and I think they're using him as an example to push this through, whereby it worked with him, so we can just hereby freeze anyone's account whenever the fuck we want to. You know, they're using him as a kind of a example. This is our benchmark. If nobody stands up and stops us, we can fucking keep doing it. No.
5 years later, lads, is it?
Is that? No, it's not that long. Is it? Jesus Christ.
It's a good few years anyway. Is it 5 years?
5 years it's gone on, is it? Jesus.
No, I might be wrong now, but I know I saw a funny video last year, lads. It did the rounds on WhatsApp, and it was saying, it's that time of the year again, the summer's ending, and the school is on the way back, and you can just see Enoch walking outside the school with the bag hanging off his shoulders. The poor fucker, but like he was in tears there the last day, kind of when he was it was only there last week or something, when he was saying like that, basically just saying his whole thing again onto camera.
You know what? I think he'd be delighted to get a little mention on the podcast. I think it's wrong as fuck what they've done to him, to be honest. I know I think they just knew his nature, and they knew that he was very religious in his own way, and it went against his religious rights. So how the fuck does going against your religious views and your religious rights make it right to give someone else's rights? Do you know what I mean? That means their rights have more value than yours, basically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you look at it that way, that's basically telling him, well, they have more rights than you. Well, if everyone's equal, how is that possible? Like, you know, that's his views and that's his religion. That's plain to be seen all over the world. Yeah, mad stuff.
What was I saying? Yeah, it's kind of mad. It's weird to see, like, I don't know, just going back to that thing as well, that interstellar object. Like, apparently there's a date for October or November that they were saying that they'll know, it'll come in close proximity, that we'll actually know what it is. I wonder what's going to happen there.
When did they say? October?
Yeah.
October or November. Did you hear that one, Tommy?
Yeah. I think it's all part of this whole fucking Project Bluebeam hoax. But actually, that's what I meant to say here.
Hopefully it's all bullshit, lads.
All that stuff, the cloud seeding as well. It's all a hoax, so we fall for this climate change fucking shite. And that's all a part of that Project Bluebeam as well, like, you know. When you see these trails going over, the stuff that they're actually using, like all throughout the summer, they're using aluminium. Now, if you go to cook something in the oven, if you're going cooking a roast in the oven, an open dish, what do you cover the top of it? Aluminium foil. It traps in the heat underneath it. So, like, that level of cloud is here to the earth. Like, we'll say, if I was to make, like, the earth is here at that table, right? That's the flat surface there, if you can see that, right? So the cloud level will be just high, just above it here, whereas the atmosphere is off up here. Now, if you have that layer of insulation there, just right above us, then the heat can't get out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But therefore, it makes it warmer. Watch what they're going to start doing in the winter. Throughout the winter, they're going to start using another chemical, another metal. It's called silver iode. And these are basically monoatomic metals to break them down to their lowest form. So what silver iode would actually do is it would freeze all the air around it rapidly. And they spray that out. So it'll freeze all the moisture in the air. So it'll make it snow and it'll make it fall down hailstones. So we're going to get storms and it's going to be really cold weather over the winter. extreme weather, global warming. You know, just for entertainment purposes. But that's basically what it does. Like, you know, that's exactly what it's planned to do. Like, you know. So
yeah,
it's a bit bad.
It's mad, and geez, shit, lads, you'll find out about food and stuff as well. Like aluminium foil, apparently, like if you have that over a hot food, like it leaches in shit into it, and it's supposed to be poisonous. So
Yeah, it can cause Alzheimer's. They've known that for years, and that's in the atmosphere, like as well. It's coming down on us in rain and whatnot, but you're inhaling that as well as everything else, and it does cause Alzheimer's and a dumbing down of the human brain.
they are
It's well
finding
known.
it
It's known for years.
they're finding it in soil, are they? Aluminium traces aluminium.
I believe so. All you have to do is go out, right, and look after the rain, let it dry off and don't touch your car. And then you'll notice a sediment left on your car. Just clean off that sediment. Just wipe it with see all this black dust coming off your car. Then what you're going to do is going to take a magnet and put it in behind that and see how much of it is actually metal. Some of that will move. Now, aluminium won't actually move with a magnet, but there is other metals inside there that you'll see they will move with the magnet.
Yeah,
and that's coming out.
That's an interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know? When did you consent? Bombarded with chemicals. I don't ever remember consenting to that.
Yeah.
See,
they do things without your consent. They feel they don't need it. Do you know what I mean? Because they have too much money.
It's fucking ridiculous, lads. The government is supposed to be
They
there
just don't
for
give a fuck about human life.
It's supposed to be governments or whatever. They're supposed to be there to serve the people. They're supposed to be like, I suppose, propel your nation into the best possible state it could be, and keep the people to the best possible manner that they can. And what the fuck is going on in some places?
That's all part of the lie that they're feeding us, that we believe that's all feeding into the matrix, you know, the lie of the matrix. We just believe it because we're being told it, you know.
Yeah. And just a quick one there, I looked up on Enoch Buck. It was 2022 in August is when it kicked off. So still 5 years, but 3 years, like, fucking hell.
Yeah. It's a bit mad.
I have to go to work tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'd say we'll probably wrap it up. Fucking an hour and 50. Lads, that absolutely
great catching up with you again.
That absolutely flew.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Thanks a million for coming on, Tommy.
No worries. Good to catch up with you again, lads. I'll chat to you soon.